What better way to end June than to release a Wednesday night episode, but also talk about how you are going to see a lot more of me in July and in the coming months. Recommend highly beyond anything else in this video, go and watch Mims Band's Instagram video. It explains this card, it explains the pose. And now the single best thing about the fact that this is the end of June and tomorrow is July 1st is that for the very first time in over 2 years, I will get to see my parents live and in the flesh. They are visiting us up here in Seattle, so I cannot wait for them to arrive. And also on Saturday, it is my birthday. It is the last year in my 30s, so I must enjoy it because this time next year, I'll be turning 40. But welcome to episode number 48 of the Project 70 Show. My name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter and Instagram is at CRT_Sportscards. And also a very special shout out here to everyone who has joined us on Discord. Our community continues to grow, and thank you for all of the comments and the feedback today. A lot of what was said today I really took to heart and really made me change the course of the show. And here it is. Look, 2 months ago I said I'm going to give 2 times a week a chance. I'm going to see how it's going to go. And you know what? At the end of the day, I just got bogged down too much. Talking about 8 cards in the show, talking about 12 on Friday, along with working and everything else, it was just too much. And so what is the solution, you might ask? It's very straightforward. I am going back starting today to daily Project 70 episodes, something that I have not done since Project 2020, but this is the best way to handle the set going forward. Also, these episodes are not going to be like Project 2020, where they're 12, 15 minutes every single day. These are going to be bite-sized chunks, 4 to 5 minutes, where I talk about the 4 cards I released today. I'm going to talk about some numbers as far as how many per artist, per year, per player. I'm going to pick a favorite of the day. I want to just keep it strictly on the facts and on the cards today. But now I missed, of course, Monday and Tuesday of this week. So what was my card of the day on Monday? It was the Raleigh Fingers by Crayola. And it was my favorite of the day because it reminded me how much I like 2019 Topps. Yes, this is now the 3rd card of 2019 Topps in Project 70, but the first 2 didn't hit home, but this one did. Talking about now Tuesday card, what was my favorite yesterday? And this one fits in very nicely, speaking about Project 2020. It's Whitey Ford by Gregory Siff, and this card pairs very, very well with his Derek Jeter and his Don Mattingly, which came out back-to-back early on in Project 2020. Same color, and of course, obvious same design style. So those 2 are my favorites on Monday and Tuesday. And now as we shift the focus to the Wednesday cards, and of course, you can still go on the Topps website and buy those Monday and Tuesday cards. The artists that released their cards on Wednesday, every single one of them, this is now their 7th release in the set. We had Blake Jameson, we had Quicks, Matt Taylor, and Ron English all release a card today. And so first up here, it has to be Shohei Ohtani, a player that I think we're going to start to see more and more because the pace he is on this year is just historical. But this is now his 6th card in Project 70. This is also the Angels' 19th card. Is this the best Shohei Ohtani? I still gravitate to the Quicks Ohtani being the best in the set right now, followed closely behind the very first one, the Tyson Beck. But I will say, from a Matt Taylor perspective, this is now one of my favorite cards in the set, especially after his cat team, Cody Bellinger. And now whether you really like this next artist or you really dislike this next artist, you know, for me personally, I really enjoy the work of Ron English. He releases Ted Williams. This is now the 2nd Ted Williams card we've seen in the set. He continues his trend of releasing players and subjects, and he uses 1970 in all of them. You know, my love is with 71, but I really appreciate the artist keeping the same year, and so far English is 747. And so while Ron English continues to hammer home the 1970 theme here, this next artist goes back to what made his very first card so unique. We have Quicks releasing Roberto Clemente, and we have another mascot on a card. I understand there are people out there that do not like mascots on the card, but I appreciate the fact this is now Clemente's 4th card in the set. This is also the Pirates' 10th card, and I think he nailed it by using 88 Topps. This is the 9th release from that year, and I think everything here works very well with the gold and black. And now if my math is correct here on this next player by Blake Jameson, Brooks Robinson is now the 130th player in Project 70. And this is my card of the day for two simple reasons. Number one, yes, Blake Jamieson continues to nail the background. The monochromatic, not solid color, I got corrected on Twitter by Blake by saying that today, make his subject stand out so very well. There was also that out of 89 rainbow foil chase card. This is the third card in the set with the secondary chase card following Josh Gibson and Joe Torre. But as a child collector, my aunt and uncle, the very, very first baseball I was ever given that was signed by Brooks Robinson. So for me, he holds a special memory as the very first piece of signed memorabilia that I ever owned in my collection.